everybody. You got to go out there, play a solid 5 minutes each game.
You can't ask for a better way to end the day. Essentially win and you're in. Obviously, like we've discussed, a little more work from Luminosity, but man, it makes it so fun. Puts you right on the edge of your seat.
And waste no time. Evil Geniuses starting to pressure on the goal line as well. And a good press from Rizek's off the wall, but a very empty midfield for Evil Geniuses early on. Could be a product of everyone just needing some boost after the kickoff, and both teams really trying to get settled here as we start game one.
Evil Geniuses kind of spreading their wings there in the first 30 seconds, covering the entire width of the field, not worried about the length there. As you see Atomic just trying to get that clear, and very interested to see what that midfield control is going to be like during this match. Who is going to get their hands all over those big boost pads, and heads up. Eek, so hard shot, denied by Catalysm. Great defense so far in the early moments of game number one.
Oh boy, both teams making some big saves. Ixo in the one-on-one versus Catalysm, and that an absolute rocket to the top left, cleared away by, I believe it was Tox. Rizex has found a demo, pop it in the middle for Ivan. It will indeed be Evil Geniuses on the board first, but had to get physical to get it done.
Yeah, and Tox needed that touch there. Awkward place. You saw him roll. He was directly perpendicular with the ground, and sometimes when you push up or down, it goes the opposite way that you're thinking. So great defense, or great demo on the defense there from Evil Geniuses. And another demo is you saw Tox going for an aerial bump. Didn't quite pan out.
Got real scared there for Ivan, kind of seeing him give up on that challenge and be willing to take that one-on-one with an air dribble. So many different ways you can get beat right there. As the hard pinch off the floor, Rizex able to make the read off the crossbar and find a clear all the way back into the blue half. Scary shot from Luminosity. Almost certainly nothing you could have done if it was in. But Evil Genius is holding on to that one goal lead with the demo. Gonna convert a second one, and you said creative. I'm gonna steal it for you and say well done, Rizex.
Absolutely. Both goals so far from Evil Geniuses, direct result of a demo, and they are coming out, getting physical, getting aggressive. And Chiefs, you think they want to go to LA?
I'm pretty sure they're dead set on that being the goal. And they're starting off strong here, but it's certainly not been a cakewalk. It has been very close a couple of times now for Luminosity. It doesn't really feel like they need to make any big changes, but that one you can't afford to miss. Thankfully, he's got Ixo right behind him, and Ivan playing solid midfield defense, going to keep possession here for EG.
Possible bit of nerves for Luminosity. We've seen a couple misplays as far as mechanics go, and see if they can get that kind of under control here as Atomic goes up. Nice-ish, but unfortunately, Ixo looked like he had to go back for boost, and far post shot denied by Tox.
Really great structure from Luminosity there on defense as well. Had both sides of the net covered. Ixo comes up empty. Catalysm one-on-one. Atomic can't recover. You really can't fault Atomic there. It's surprising to see Ixo just come up dead empty on that. We got picked by Catalysm.
Yep. No. Gross fake by Catalysm, and Ixo fully took that bait, hook, line, and sinker. And Evil Geniuses starting to run away with game number one.
Initially think Ixo just comes up empty, and sometimes you just need a second look at it. You're not kidding. Absolutely bid on Catalysm going in for a hard shot there. Way undercut it. And now a commanding 3-0 lead for Evil Geniuses in game one. It's kind of a real tough ask for Luminosity to find something. But granted, they've got a lot of great tools on offense. It's just a matter of they can consistently keep a hold of the ball, which Ixo is trying to do just that.
And Evil Genius is still kind of going with that wide-angled approach as far as their offense and defense goes, where they're covering, hold the phone as Ixo turns that away. They're just covering perpendicular. They're not really worried about the heads up as Atomic goes up, denied by Rizex, and nobody gets the touch there as Chaos in the orange half, and Atomic can't quite get the bump there, and it's going to lead to an Evil Geniuses push.
I don't think they have boost. This is scary. Oh my gosh, it's still going to pinball everywhere right into Catalysm's nose. Evil Geniuses 4-0. They really get caught on rotation here with just nothing in the tank, and, well, unfortunately couldn't handle it.
Ixo and Tox had plenty there, and I'm kind of unsure. I think it was just a mental breakdown, communication error on the transition back to defense, and like you said, nobody went. Just enough time for Evil Geniuses to strike.
That would make a lot more sense if they had boost and it was comms, because I was kind of with you. I was like, the only reason they don't go for that is if they have no boost, but always forget comms. Can't underestimate how important they are. So easy when it comes down to those tough situations to just not quite be able to commit one way or the other. They allow Evil Geniuses, I mean, pretty much, this is a Sunday stroll at this point. For a minute and 10 seconds. They're going to get one back. Atomic with a nice challenge. They'll say nothing for free. And, you know, I'd say that's fair. They deserve one. They have played some pretty good offensive looks, just haven't got any of them to drop.
Well, and it does a lot for your morale as well, not getting shut out, at least saying, okay, we got one on the board. That's good. And, you know, it's funny it was Atomic. I was just thinking, man, he hasn't even gotten a shot. And he just got his first shot and first goal. And we'd love to see him get a little more involved in Luminosity's offense. But so far, it's been few and far between the amount of times that they've had that ball in the orange half. It has just been all Evil Geniuses outside of the first 30 seconds in game number 1.
Oh. Well, they might be able to get 2 here if Ixo can find his way around Catalysm. Unfortunately, the pop not quite enough. So that's a great bit of defense coming out from Luminosity just to get this clock down a little bit faster. Very patient waiting game for them here at the end of game 1. Doesn't really feel like they want to necessarily push and try and get another one. They're kind of just thinking about, all right, how do we manage game 2? And really does start with, I really do think that Evil Genius is kind of, and I won't say commanding the midfield, but they did come up with a couple of big blocks. And
I'll definitely say that. Oh, yeah, they commanded the entire field. This game was all them, and Luminosity was left scrambling. And I think a lot of it boils down to communication. There were a lot of spacing errors that I was noticing on the side of Luminosity, where it's like, okay, who's going for this ball, and why are you over there? They've got to figure things out, and they need to do it soon because they're starting to get pushed back and starting to get pushed around.
Well, you can't certainly afford that going forward. Thankfully, it is best of 7, so you do have a little bit of a buffer here early on in the series. So one loss definitely not going to set you back too much. But, you know, looking at the stats a little bit closer, that is, 14-6. So, yeah, okay, I'll bite. Yeah, they
a lot to a little. A lot to a little. And then when you saw the scoreboard after the match that came up on the screen, that nice graphic, it was all orange, other than saves, which, surprise, surprise, hey, if you're getting shot against, you got to make some saves. So, you know, Luminosity just need to figure out how to break out of their own half. And I think it's just, honestly, and I know it sounds silly, it's the communication. We saw so many times where there was a ball just kind of sitting there dangling in the defensive half. Nobody goes, and Evil Genius is able to maintain ball control.
We'll see if Luminosity in game 2 moving forward, see if they can find a way to show you how they had such a commanding win over some tough opponents in the group stage. You know, there is definitely a lot of credit to be given for having some rough comms. You saw it give away a goal, and Tox having to recover awkwardly along his own back wall there with a missed touch. And Ivan so focused on just keep possession. And now you kind of play this awkward game if you're Luminosity, where you really have to make a big play like Ixo does right there. Give yourself a little bit of room to at least reset and approach a challenge from a much better position to try and get it back. And that's a huge bump. Ivan, one-on-one is taken away by Atomic. He was going for the top right corner, and he got denied.
With the Musty as well, pulling out the mechanics. But for Luminosity, they've got to do something, Achieves, to garner the respect from Evil Geniuses, because right now, Evil Geniuses, look at how far forward they are in the offensive half. All 3 members past midfield line, and almost all 3 members were at the top of the box right there, just saying, okay, you guys have done nothing, not even a deep, long clear to make us, you know, even slightly worried that it's going on target.
They're definitely doing a nice job managing those challenges in the corner, at least. Finally, Ixo able to get a little bit of breathing room over on the blue half. We'll see if they can string a couple of those challenges together. It's all going to start with Atomic. He'll force Catalysm into the net to give Tox an opportunity to build a little more pressure. And Ixo, quick recovery to try and keep this on the orange half, but dished out to Ivan on transition here for Evil Geniuses. And that shot well wide of the mark up towards Tox. And we may get some strong touches back and forth. And then it becomes the game of who's positioned better and who can win a big challenge in the corner.
Oh, well, my goodness. It's just, they're playing around the world right now. This ball is just wrapping around the field. Just the entire circumference. And still not many shots to be had, as I thought that one might have been on target, but very tough angle there. And so far, we're nearing halftime. Only 2 shots for Evil Geniuses, 1 for Luminosity. Very defensive heavy game here as we haven't seen even really any passing plays come out from either side.
Yeah, it's really kind of been stuck in the corners here and there, and there's that miscommunication you were talking a little bit about with Luminosity. They both get in each other's way. Neither of them really hits the ball, and now they end up giving up possession. An Atomic to Ixo on the backboard, and again, that's why there's not been too many shots. They go out and get them quite nicely, but this is where it's spent a lot of its time, jammed against this corner here, and nobody from Evil Geniuses really been able to dig one out into the middle away from the defense to give themselves a shooting opportunity, despite holding a lot of pressure on the blue half.
Yeah, after game number 1 and here, I would be so interested in watching this one back, but kind of seeing like a heat map of where that ball is placed, because I feel like more times than not, it's just sitting in this blue half, and touches like that from Tox where he just kind of gives it away. That's a play where you got to slow that one down, try and dribble it up the wall. Sure, you might get met, but at least you'd have a better opportunity at creating a 50-50 and that ball squirting out in your favor.
Some more long clears again. Ixo able to at least get them a little bit of space. It's just, can you win the subsequent challenges? Right down to Ixo. Couldn't ask for a better setup, and Catalysm all over it off the goal line. Timed it perfectly to take that approach away. Rizex to Catalysm denied by Atomic, and 90 seconds remaining. Dead draw here in game 2.
Oh, and Ixo going for that demo on Rizex. Narrowly avoids the contact as Atomic pops that one up. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space. Catalysm late to the ball, but able to get that touch. And Ixo, he's got some space here. Looking infield, and Ivan cut that one out and bumped Atomic off the ball.
Little too far up for Ixo. A real tough ask, and decides to play it a little safer. Doesn't want to try and go for something and be out of position and potentially strand Rizex in a 2-on-1. So they'll fall back on what's really been the fort to hold down for him, this blue corner, as Tox a little bit of extra time here. Indeed, trying to force that 50 right down to Ivan, and Ixo all over it. Understood the passing lane, got right in the middle of it, and stopped another shot.
Well read, and Catalysm gets it over 1. Atomic smartly puts it back into the corner, and Ixo, he looked around, realized Catalysm was kind of bailing off, not looking for demo, and Atomic smartly gets that second touch to keep it right above Catalysm, and here we go, looking for Luminosity to goal in the last 30 seconds, and we're starting to get into golden goal territory.
Luminosity kind of running into each other there at the midfield. That leaves only one option. It's going to be Tox, and how can he set this one back up for Ixo? High bump, he just misses Rizex. Had he come down with it, you felt like almost a sure thing for Luminosity. Unfortunately, they may be the ones caught out on transition here. Thankfully, Ixo the first one to it. Catalysm considering, and will choose not to let it go. Ivan escort this ball into the safety of the grass, and 0-0 overtime in game 2. Great recovery here from Luminosity, despite continuing not to have a lot of pressure, really not allowing anywhere near as many opportunities on goal.
Yeah, they've definitely spaced out a little bit, not allowing Evil Geniuses to get any individual plays, and really cutting out passing lanes as well, as Ixo takes that one off the backboard and carries it over. But look at the patience from Ivan, just sitting, waiting, realizing, okay, my teammate's up in the air, challenging. And that is a big win, as 2 went from Evil Geniuses. Atomic passed over to Ixo and tucks it in. Lower right-hand corner, and Luminosity take game number 2.
You felt like it had to be with Tox winning that big of a challenge. Again, Ivan not really in a position to try and turn on that challenge. He's really just trying to follow that ball out across into the middle. They're able to scoop it away just far enough, and then a beautifully placed ball to close out the game in the lower right-hand corner. You're thinking pretty much everything except there. And he's still going to tie the defenders in knots. They will hold off the Storm in game 2 and just edge out an equal series. But that was really a fight for just don't mess up. It felt like to me.
Well, and for Luminosity, way to capitalize on the opportunities, because they did not have a lot of them. Only 3 shots in this match, and overtime comes, and 30 seconds later, they get that goal. But for me, still a little questionable on the defensive half. Yes, they did deny a lot of the plays, but one thing that didn't happen that was happening a lot in game number 1 were the demos from Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
Evil Geniuses had 0 there in game number 2, and you feel like if they get 1 or 2, it's going to translate into a goal, and they just did a better job at avoiding the demos, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely not a particularly physical game in game 2. And as well, it feels like if Luminosity start to iron out their own coordination at the midfield line, they might find themselves spending more time over on the orange half than they have in the first 10 minutes of this series. And we'll see if they can start off with just that. Atomic. Ooh, nice job staying with it. We'll take it away from Catalysm as well. Ivan is just able to win the race against Ixo, though, and felt like that could have been something if they came out with that one.
Yeah, and Ivan's been doing a great job at cutting out passing lanes as Rizex goes up high off of the backboard. Atomic already there, and fast break opportunity for Luminosity. Ball bounces unfavorably up into the corner, giving Evil Geniuses plenty of time to rotate back to defense.
A nice safe pass over to Rizex as well. They just want the space to be cleared on defense so they can see Luminosity coming. Really don't want to get caught off guard by anything. It's Ivan on a nice safe dribble, and that's a great pinch off the sidewall. Really puts a lot of pressure on Luminosity rotating back here. They need to win something, and that kind of helps, but Ivan's got such a great position. He got bumped way too high. I was thinking if he could get back to that one, I was going to lose my mind. And it's going to stick here in the orange, or in the blue corner, excuse me.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought, oh, if he gets his wheels up to that ceiling, he might be able to jump down in time, but didn't come, and here we go. Nice break up there from Tox. Puts it right into the corner. Good challenge onto Rizex, and Catalysm just bombs it downfield. Says, all right, let's try and reset just a little bit. We need a little bit of boost.
Ooh, I love the speed here from Atomic as well to stick this one in the midfield. Unfortunately, very favorable bounce for Rizex. Tox just out of reach. And Ixo continuously getting bullied off the ball. That's also been another big factor. There's a little bit of physicality to force Tox to punt. So free ball here for Evil Geniuses.
It's amazing how games 2 and 3 have just been played so much on the side walls and corners. So little amount of time spent in that center lane going right down the field. And right as I say that, almost goes right between the dotted lines. Doesn't count as a shot. And we're nearing halftime, Achieves, and still yet to register a shot for both sides.
Oh, wow. Huge challenge there from Tox. And Atomic is already all the way back on the goal line to stop a free breakaway goal for Evil Geniuses. Ivan trying to press Tox as well. And you gotta give Luminosity credit. Despite coming from generally, I would say, a further distance away from a lot of these challenges, they're making some really great approaches on the ball and not letting Evil Geniuses set it up in a very favorable way for them.
Oh, boy.
Fight for every inch, as that's going to be smashed towards the wall, and Ixo, no problem, already on the backboard to take it away.
Yeah, just to go back to your point, I agree. Luminosity doing a much better job at taking away the shooting lanes of Evil Geniuses, just kind of saying, okay, he's taking the approach this way to the ball. The shot can only come out here, and they just completely neutralize it as Atomic neutralizes Rizex in the corner there. Ixo beats out Ivan, and Catalysm nice and patient on that back wall. Going to go ahead and deny that, but Tox puts a shot on target, and Rizex easily turns that one away.
That's something else Evil Geniuses have also been doing an excellent job of. Luminosity trying to keep this ball tight, like here you see with Ixo. It's a lot of that air dribble out, and Evil Geniuses consistently been finding a bump on that first person to try and take it on an air dribble. They prevent the ability for follow-up to beat multiple defenders, and it's given a lot of time for the support players in the back to come away with a nice, easy clear on the ball. And Evil Geniuses, they keep that up. It's going to be real tough for Luminosity to really find a consistent avenue to try and set stuff up, at least from a mechanical standpoint. They're going to have to just rely on the product of positioning, and Evil Geniuses maybe needing to be out of position with some boost somewhere along the line and maybe scoop one out of the sidewall or in the corners out into the middle, because other than that, really haven't had much, go 1v1 them approach that's really been able to break open multiple people. Did he bump him?
I am almost certain that he bumped him midair here. Tox goes up, gets that touch, and let's see. Bye-bye, Atomic. Got the touch on the defender, just clears the lane, and a nice slow roller into the back of the net. Luminosity up 1-0, less than a minute to go here in game number 3.
Great takeaway for Luminosity. Now you can play keep away all you want. Aggression, certainly going to suit them just fine. Evil Genius is going to try everything, and that's quite a read. Rizex getting physical, and thankfully he's got Tox behind him.
Numbers.
Atomic, though, well defended up on the backboard.
Oh, perfect clear. I mean, look at that placement. Read the field, read exactly where Evil Geniuses was, and placed it in the empty spot on the field.
Ooh, Rizex. I think he wanted that midfield boost before he wanted that ball. Ivan towards the wall. Easy ball for Tox to handle. No sweat. And Evil Genius is trying to get set up, and Tox wins a big challenge along the sidewall, and he is just trying to waste as much time as possible. Rizex, not the cleanest dismount from the corner. Still able to get it out to Ivan. 10 seconds. And they find one more go. Actually, that's a great dish. Catalysm is going to get bumped off the ball. That's a great takeaway, and that will close it out. Great understanding there from Luminosity. Understanding the fake challenge, and hang on, we just got to take him away so he can't make the push out into the middle. And they're going to squeeze out another 1-0 win.
Wow. That is impressive. 2 shutouts in a row. Luminosity completely changing the way Evil Geniuses is approaching this game. And, you know, they started doing what I kind of brought up in game number 1, being creative. We're seeing a lot of creativity out of Luminosity. And sure, they only have 1 goal, but that's all it takes. And you saw that cheeky little bump in the middle of the box right up high and takes him out. And that's sometimes all it takes. Defender's not really expecting that, thinks he's going to get an easy touch to put it back corner, and you remove him out of the play. And his teammates are, you know, already pushing forward, expecting a hit, and just so smart from Luminosity.
Yeah, great way to close out game 2 if you're Luminosity. Now you take the lead in the series. Evil Geniuses as well. You start to kind of get a little bit frustrated, and you feel like you can't just keep taking all these challenges, you know, around towards the middle of or along the sidewall and out into the corner. You need to get that out into the middle, as Ivan pokes one towards that top right-hand corner, and it's denied. But chance generation, you know, you really have kind of beat your head against the wall for 15 minutes straight of like, okay, the corners and the back wall and the side wall, it's a no-go zone. They've got it all sealed up over there. You got to do something else.
You know what a great way to take out aggression is, Achieves, if you don't have a little stress ball?
Yeah, what's that?
You demo your opponents. It's so satisfying to see that explosion across your screen. And, you know, for Evil Geniuses, relieve some stress right now. Demo your opponents.
Scary, though. It's a very tough ask when a lot of these clears have been so strong and covering so much space. You really run a big risk of finding yourself out of position if you go for those demos, and then you get a long clear over your head. You might be facing a 2-on-1 out of nowhere. So
yeah,
it's always fun, and it works wonders when it works. But if it doesn't, it's very quickly going to be a bad look for your defense. And that was an absolutely stunning clear from Tox off of his backboard.
I agree with you, Achieves, but when Evil Geniuses is playing their offense so heavy into these corners, they're already putting 1 player in, and if they lose that 50, they're already out of position. So just rotate through the zone and try and take a player out. I don't think it's going to put them that much more out of position than they're already putting themselves out.
Either way, you do have to make some adjustments. And what risks are you willing to incur if you're Evil Geniuses to be successful? As out into the middle, Ivan comes up empty, actually sets up Catalysm beautifully, and thankfully Atomic in position coming across from the opposite corner of the net. Favorable bounce for Ivan, back to Rizex. He's going to look for Catalysm here. Floater into the middle, Atomic. It's a little too close to him. He'll take that one away. Evil Genius is close to creating something.
Yeah, that pass just a little too slow. Had it been faster, I don't think Atomic gets up in time, but nonetheless, here comes Evil Geniuses yet again as Rizex denied by Tox. Not going to give him too much time to clean up that ball on his hood, and Ivan can't quite find the mechanics to get the touch there. And Evil Geniuses doing a good job in the first half of maintaining ball control, but the demo from Atomic going to open things up for Luminosity.
Evil Geniuses as well. Thinking about that last shot attempt, certainly not the first time that they've had what would be the primary option, so to speak, in terms of who should be touching the ball, kind of just come up empty and set up a person coming up behind them as, hang on, the net's just open?
What happened? What happened to Ixo here at midfield?
Okay.
Oh, he just misplayed it. He accidentally jumped when he should have not jumped. As simple as that. Open things up, and Ivan, all he had to do was roll it between the dotted lines, and Evil Geniuses get a freebie.
That's the thing about timing at the highest levels of Rocket League. All it takes is one little miscue, and you think Tox rotating back on defense, he's thinking, yeah, I literally just need a quarter of a second, and I'll be in position to save that. But Ivan gets one dished right into him in the middle of the pitch, and he will drill in a second one for EG.
Ivan, and Catalysm again hooking up on that one, and What are you going to do there as Tox? You see him just jump up, hoping he
Right.
can kind of pre-read that, but I don't think Ivan is going to shoot it right at your face there, kid, as that one goes in, and Evil Genius is up 2-0. No sweep here, at least not for Luminosity.
Ooh, almost. This is a very favorable. They get a bump and
How?
Catalysm recovers. Oh my goodness. You thought for sure they were maybe going to get one back right there.
Did Ivan get it? Oh, okay. Ixo gets back in time, and that's a bomb downfield. Holy smokes.
It's fast.
That had to pinch off something.
Hang on. Here's Atomic. Rotates back. Yeah. No,
The
just
ground.
a clean power shot.
How?
What a bomb from Atomic from his own goal line, pretty much. Nobody from Evil Geniuses saw it coming.
Well, and that's kind of what you were talking about, Achieves, right? Hey, why aren't they demoing? Why aren't they demoing? Well, they're going for those long clears. What just happened? They pushed forward a little too far, and Atomic just says, all right, let me show you where the power comes from. And he might get two, gets the challenge, but Rizek's up in time to put it into the corner.
Ooh, and Tox, he wants to take his time here. That's definitely the right move. Neither of his teammates necessarily ready to really play offense, so waste a few seconds, make sure they're in a much better position, and so to his teammate here, and it's going to look a lot better. Rizek's oh so close to being one step too far forward and allowing that second equalizer goal, as Ivan also just off the goal line, really having to stretch to keep these ones away from danger. Atomic cutting back in. He's just going to miss out on the challenge from Catalysm. And time, definitely a factor here, under a minute now. Atomic sets up Ixo. He's got the speed, but he gets too far in front of the ball. And I don't know if he would have been able to beat Ivan on the goal line, but it felt like there could have been something there.
Well, they've got limited amount of time. You see Ixo up, flip reset, yes, and gets the 50, but Rizek's coming out victorious there, and Tox is going up as well, looking for the demo, but Rizek saw it coming, decided to just throw it in reverse, and Evil Geniuses pushes it back down into the orange half, and Luminosity have to march the full length of the field.
It really was great understanding from Catalysm as well, recognizing what the offense is giving him. Says, yeah, he's just going to push Rizek's off the ball, so I need to be the one to come across. And it's not really something you communicate. It's just you intuitively understand that's the situation.
Oh, boy.
Tox and Atomic smash into each other. They have to try and reset it up one more time. They were trying to weave around each other to poke it out towards the middle of the pitch, and unfortunately just collide. And unlikely that they actually put one into the net there, but you definitely hate to see them not even have the opportunity via team bump.
Absolutely. Unfortunate situation, but ultimately Evil Geniuses tie this series up, and it has just been back and forth every single game. And even, you know, you could throw it underneath a microscope, and it seems like every minute each team has their turn at who's controlling the pitch. It doesn't seem like it's just one team the entire time, even games 2 and 3 where it was a shutout. But this game, it was just all Ivan all the time. He did such a great job of, kind of like I was saying earlier in the series, where he's just positioning himself and reading those passing plays and breaking them up beautifully.
And he really did, especially on his second goal, where he really just positioned himself masterfully to capitalize on kind of a weak clear from Luminosity. That first one as well, catch him off guard. Yeah, man, you know, no one sees the hard power shot from their own goal line, being able to go the whole length of the field.
That was crazy.
And just get through all three people. And Catalysm as well, over 500 score in game, 4 as well? Because, yeah, we're going into game 5. And so Evil Genius is going to fight back. But again, it really does not feel like either team has a particular edge. It's just a matter of execution at this point.
Well, let's see if Luminosity can score more than one goal in a game this series. So far, all 4 games, they've only gotten 1. So, I mean, their game plan has to be, we've got to shut out Evil Geniuses or we lose. That's basically what it boils down to.
Ooh, great takeaway from Rizex. And Ivan, he wants the second touch off the wall as well. He will at least stick it in the same spot. Really focused on ball control for Evil Geniuses at the start of game 5. Really don't want to give anything away for free. And look at Rizex. He's saying, what are you going to do, Atomic? You got to make a move. I'm not just going to blindly challenge you and let you get out for free. And a more controlled approach may be favorable, but how about it just pinches? And look at that. Everyone here at the midfield line thinking, yeah, we're cool. Just kidding.
You're not cool. Because that one just all the way full length of the field, just how Tox drew it up. And hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky rather than good. But for him right there, he was both, as See him wave dash to get up to that ball and immediately put back on their heels. As Talk's going to relieve a little bit of that pressure, send Rizex all the way back to the
might be
orange
able to
half.
score that with a bump. Ooh, 2 defenders, unfortunately, for Ivan. Catalysm not able to catch the ball cleanly. He's going to be looking here for Rizex. Gently caresses around 1. Atomic following Rizex the whole way, but a big boost deal from Ivan. Really going to hamstring Luminosity here a little bit, and that is a much-needed clear from Evil Geniuses to fight off the demo and the boost starve to make sure that you have some time to recover there.
Well, unfortunately for Evil Geniuses, this is exactly how Luminosity want to play this game. I mean, they are a team of all defense. So far this tournament, it's been just shy of 50% of their games that they've played in. They've scored 1 goal. 12 of 26 games, 1 goal. And Rizex going to get the goal with a little help from Ivan on that goal line, getting a nice little bump.
I mean, Ivan, great ball control here. Forces Atomic up early, focuses on the challenge. Isn't thinking, I need to power it through them. I just need to make sure it sticks here, because Rizex was really, sitting pretty much right on top of that play. Any challenge that goes out sideways over his shoulder, it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. And Ivan really focusing on keeping that one there. Was beautiful. Ixo just off the outside corner. Tough shot to try and convert with a defender right in your face.
I was impressed at how long he kept that ball and was able to hold that flick in his back pocket as Rizex holding that 50. And Ivan just narrowly missing as well. Him and Ixo just narrowly missing that bottom right corner.
Ooh, nice little flick from Tox. Catalysm all over at Atomic. Almost didn't see him in time. Ivan with a shot towards the net as well. Big boost steals again from Evil Geniuses here. Really trying to hamstring Luminosity's opportunities to transition. But Atomic really going to make sure that they at least have some ball control. Rizex wants to drill one, and it's going to pinball around. Catalysm can't drop the hammer either. Ixo going to make the second stop, and Luminosity going to escape.
Oh, that bottom right corner is the Achilles heel right now as Ixo just launching it downfield, just doing whatever they can so they can boost up. Because I swear, Tox has had less than 20 boosts for, it seems like an eternity now. And Ixo just getting a challenge there. Nice little back pass to Atomic. And let's see if Atomic can make anything of this. No, but does get that boost deal. Looking towards net, looking to get a bump. And doesn't, but what a creative play there. And doesn't result in a goal, but I love seeing those team plays.
It really was quite clever. He stopped himself from going for the demo on the goal line. Ixo really trying to continue and press there for Luminosity. And you like to see the mix-ups in the approach. Atomic really almost throwing Ivan for a loop on the goal line as well. There's some terrifying stuff to handle on defense. Ixo is unfortunately too far under the ball.
Oh my goodness.
To Ivan, they're going to combine to get that out to Catalysm and eventually the safety of the midfield line. But what a scary sequence for the EG defense.
So many opportunities and they just couldn't convert, and it just seemed like so many were just almost there as Tox can't find the bottom right corner again. Both teams plagued by that post as Rizex keeps that ball alive, and Catalysm gonna throw that one right-hand side, and the post denies yet again.
Rizex won a great dribble, had an uncontested drive of the field. They got the perfect setup, and no, it's just wide. Rizex to Catalysm now. Evil Geniuses want to try and convert here in regulation, put a ton of pressure on LG going into game 6. And Tox trying to do the same thing, really stretching there to set it up for Atomic, who overcooked his approach a little too close, and a big pinch over Ixo's shoulder. Rizex just trying to knock it down, and unfortunately goes backwards his own half, sets it up for Tox. Hard flick, Ivan can't reach it, and the mishandle from EG at the midfield line gonna cost him.
Tough play for Ivan, rotating back, no boost, and missed the big one, and gets caught. Beautiful flick there from Tox.
I mean, looking at Catalysm's perspective, he's a couple pixels angled up too high from hitting that cleanly back to Ivan. And that goes off the corner and into the net. Oh, it's devastating for EG.
Great kickoff there, but better 50-50. And just a little bit of English on that one to roll it inside the upper 90. And Luminosity extend the lead just enough to possibly take game number 5.
Tough show for EG in game 5. And Tox looking for one more to really seal the deal, but 15 seconds, pretty much got a score on this transition, and he almost
he just might.
Almost with the flip reset. RLCS just out of time to get there and beat the defense, and that'll seal game 5. Luminosity gonna put 2 in just under the wire and keep Evil Geniuses at arm's length here with 2 games to go.
My goodness, and this one a shootout by this how the series has gone. Lots of shots to be had on both sides of the pitch, but Evil Geniuses only getting 1 to fall out of the 13 that they had, and Evil Geniuses gonna take a timeout, reflect on what went wrong there because their backs are against the wall, and the dreams of going to a major as well are starting to dissipate.
But you like a lot of the looks. I mean, whenever you're getting, 13 shots on target, you're definitely doing something right.
All right.
It's just unfortunate that, you look over at that Luminosity defense and they made 9 saves out of the 13 shots, and one of them found their way into the net, which only leaves 3 unaccounted for Evil Geniuses. And Luminosity, you really do have to give credit where it's due. They've been playing defense pretty much all series long. Evil Genius is kind of starting to give a little bit of ground here as this series has progressed in terms of letting Luminosity back on offense, but across the board, it's been 5 games now, and Luminosity's been playing defense for a lot of those 5 games, and they've not cracked very often, and you gotta give that credit.
That's their game style. That's just how they approach all of these series, is if we can hold teams off, eventually we're going to break through. And a lot of their goals are those goals that just go the full length of the pitch. How many have we had this series so far? I can think of 3 off the top of my head, but the transitions is where they catch a lot of their opponents kind of slipping up, and they can just hold down that back line for long enough. Eventually, their opponents are going to crack and just get a little over antsy and just push forward just a little too far. And, that's exactly what's been going on.
Oh, great couple of goals for Evil Geniuses, but, that one hurts. Thinking just a miscue, and then right on the next kickoff, you give up a second one.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I just think Catalysm was that close to getting a nice, well-controlled back pass to his teammate, maybe overtime in a couple seconds. No, you're done. You're now under the threat of not making the major, and not an enviable spot to be, but I've liked a lot of EG's approaches. I really think it takes one play, if that makes any sense, because when they've got through that first defender, they've been able to set up a dangerous approach, and it's taken some great challenging and some great defense from LG to consistently stop EG's approach. So
for sure,
gotta love that challenge game as well.
Well, they've just got to do something to kind of shake up Luminosity, because when we saw them win in game number 1 in dominant fashion, 4-1, it was them, kind of creating chaos in that back half for Luminosity, to where we were saying, okay, this is communication problems. And yeah, it's tough when you don't know what's going on. And we see a slight double commit there from Atomic and Tox as a Catalysm. Can't quite find it, but a follow-up shot might be there, and no, turn away from Tox.
And there's a timing issue there for Evil Geniuses. that pass for Catalysm was beautiful, but he was twisted backwards and could not immediately go and blast that one on target. And those couple extra moments that LG had there to reset themselves really made a difference in stopping that first opener. But Evil Geniuses, no signs of letting up. Early pressure, ball stuck in the corner against the side wall, and RLCS is again just wide of the marks. How many of those in the past couple games have been just wide? As RLCS finally able to get out in front of the defense. I've been working a little magic in the corner to go straight through EXO and Atomic, and they're going to convert.
Yeah, RLCS, great job of not rotating out of the zone, realizing that Evil Geniuses still had ball control and the pressure, decides to just keep himself there, and he was waiting top of the box. Great read there as Tox going to go up, and RLCS going to get the touch, and Catalysm bombs it all the way downfield, and Evil Geniuses forcing Luminosity into an uncomfortable situation, because now they're going to have to push out of their own half and try and get this ball game all tied up.
I really like that approach from EXO. Unfortunately, Tox didn't quite have a good line on the ball, ended up kind of just chucking it into the corner, but Ivan misses as well. They get the bump, and I think everyone's kind of confused here about who's about to have possession. Very well could have a fight for it.
I don't know who bumped who there. They both went flying opposite directions, and I think that's what messed everyone up. And hello? No one there. Tox taking the long scenic route back to defense and leaves the net wide open.
Yeah, he wanted that midfield side boost. And, you know, looking at his rotation back, yeah. Why do you take the midfield side boost and then not instantly cut towards net? He actually cut towards net and then cut back out towards the corner. And it's like, does he make that if he just goes straight back to the net? You have to feel like, yeah.
Well, he give himself a better opportunity, right? I mean, that one, you can't fill up to 200% there. You only get 100, and once you pick up that midfield boost, you need to take a direct beeline to that back post or even center a net, and you're taking that long route. You see what can happen.
Nice insurance for Evil Geniuses as well, especially in a series where goals really have come in a premium. Shots, not so much, but actually scoring has been incredibly difficult for both teams, and 2-goal lead with half the game left. It's really got to give a measure of confidence here for Evil Geniuses to try and force Game 7, but that miss from Catalysm definitely going to let Luminosity back into the mix here.
And you got to feel so good after
what?
Yeah, tough one there on the backboard. Atomic going to keep it alive, and Ixo, great read, great follow-up, puts one on the board for Luminosity.
He's going to fight through it. I thought that first approach was going to be good, and it just took a whack skip off, I think it was Catalysm, and he's recovering in the net from his initial save, and unfortunately for him, Ixo didn't feel like leaving just yet. Makes a great read, understands the situation well, and knows boost necessarily not important. Position is powerful. He's going to get him right back into the game.
Well, Tux, nice slowdown, and trying to get that dump-off pass over to Ixo and get the bump on the back line, but right now Evil Genius is starting to be pushed around a little bit on the back line, and Ixo, great read. He saw exactly where the defender was coming from, knew the ball could only go towards that far post, and just covers it up perfectly.
What a race. Great timing, and like you said, perfect understanding from Ixo there of the situation. Again, able to get outside, only one direction to clear it, sit on it, and if it pinballs out, so be it, but he was in a perfect spot to have that go his way.
Wow, 2-goal lead absolutely dissolved within 20 seconds. Great job from Luminosity.
And Ixo looking for 3. Unfortunately, goes right towards Catalysm. Combine that with a demo, though. There's definitely an opportunity for an extended stay on offense here for Evil Geniuses. Tox, huge challenge, and the boost steal, and a float across. Atomic was thinking about leaving, though. Catalysm with not a lot of boost can't really continue on his way out of the orange half, and that's a great control catch from Ivan. Kind of stick that one on the nose and stop them from being able to just press. Catalysm again fighting off Ixo. Midfield line. Favorable skip for Rizex. Nobody to contest him. As that's a floater and well high, but keeps Evil Geniuses in control of the offense. And Tox going to clear his own goal line out for Atomic. And it's kind of dump and chase a little bit here for Luminosity Gaming.
Oh boy.
They're through everybody. Catalysm is one step too far behind Atomic. So close.
Dude, just got there. That net was wide open, and nobody was going to rotate in time as this one goes up, and Tox can't read it. Rizek's going to drop it down. Great pass over to Catalysm, and just like that, EG takes the lead.
Love the selfless touch here from Rizex. I mean, everyone should be thinking Rizex is going to shoot this, and in fact, that's what the first guy who went by, Atomic, was thinking. I'm going to take away a shot opportunity. Rizex just lets the ball travel an extra millisecond and dumps it out middle, and no one knew how to stop the shot from Catalysm. 3-2 Evil Geniuses with 25 left. But Luminosity pressing here. Decent position as well. Out in front for Ixo. Tox really got to get all the way around this one. He's going to scoop it high. Ixo denied by Ivan. Composed on the goal line. And Atomic, maybe 1 or 2 more looks here.
Great demo.
Really going to blunt the sword of Luminosity.
Great demo to stop that aggressive approach as Ixo keeps it alive. This ball going up, gonna roll back down, and just like that, Evil Geniuses utilize that timeout to its full potential, take game number 6, and thrust us into game number 7.
It had to be. How could it not be? It's been
yes. I mean,
it's been too tight the entire series.
You have to.
You couldn't just have Luminosity knock off here. But you did love to see that 2-goal comeback. I mean, you're thinking 2-0 up early for Evil Geniuses, half the game left, and then boom, boom, Ixo puts in 2 massive goals to get him right back in it. And from then on, all bets were off. Anything could have happened, but it took one beautiful assist from Rizex. I mean, just an inspired pass in a tight spot.
It was. And great job as well as not getting down mentally, emotionally, because they had a drought of almost 2.5 minutes without a goal, and then they got scored on twice in 20 seconds. And that's something that easily you could hang your head to and just say, man, all right, well, guess we lost. Guess we're not going to the major. Bummer. But they keep the dream alive. Champions Field, here we come.
Not willing to concede just yet. Favorable opportunity for Catalysm. Atomic's got it sized up nicely, though. He will stall out Evil Genius's push off the kickoff.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye is right. Ixo trying to just drill one through Rizex. Atomic, great recovery effort, but nice approach on the challenge from Rizex. Getting outside the line of where the ball can head out and on top of it. Really make sure you can get a solid challenge on it. Ivan forcing Atomic to give up his own corner boost as well. Evil Genius is trying to create via starvation as Rizex. That might have pushed out that triple tap from apparently Jack earlier. That would have been quite the angle.
That would have been 89.5 degrees for sure. That would have been pretty sweet if it went in, but doesn't happen. And first minute have come and gone, neither getting a shot on target, even though that one was close, made me definitely jump out of my seat a little bit, but still, Luminosity, Evil Geniuses, just as the whole series is gone, so tight-knit.
Ooh, big clear there from Luminosity, but not a lot of control. Thankfully, Rizex doesn't quite have the best command of the ball either in his situation, and everybody caught a little far forward there for Evil Geniuses. Gonna stick here around the box. Ixo, big whiff. I think he ran out of boost, and that's why he couldn't get all the way up to it.
Oh, I hate when that happens. You go up thinking, oh, this is gonna be sweet. And Ixo covering up the back line just in the nick of time for Luminosity.
Great rotate back. Remember, he was just on the other side of the pitch with no boost, so the long rotate back, and he's just in the nick of time. Floats one for Atomic. Everyone comes up empty. Ball stuck here in the orange corner, talks across, and Rizex kind of forced into a dribble here. He needs to buy a few seconds for his teammates, and indeed actually managed to set up Catalysm. Let's bounce for Ivan, and takes it on the dribble. Really didn't feel comfortable trying to rip one, and now Rizex in a 1-on-2. Atomic right down the middle, and it's got the pace. He's had the momentum coming into the net, and he just couldn't stop.
Well, you saw him. Okay, I got to go back. Nice little half flip, but then Atomic just launches it right over his left shoulder, and his momentum was going directly towards the net. So hard to stop on a dime and just turn immediately to get a save. And Luminosity doing a great job of capitalizing on that over-aggression from Evil Geniuses.
Luminosity putting the pressure. I believe the team that scored first every game in this series has won so far. So if that holds, thankfully Ixo not thrown off by his teammate coming up empty there. Luminosity.
And that was their first shot as well.
Was it really?
Really, yeah. It almost took entire 2 minutes, and yeah, they capitalized beautifully as Evil Geniuses have 5 on target. Nothing to show for it just yet, but they are getting closer and closer.
Just off the mark on the demo. A little too late. Had it happened, almost certainly a goal for Evil Geniuses. 2 minutes left. Someone's got to find some type of way to break down this incredibly stingy Luminosity defense. It is not going to be Rizex there at the midfield. They're going to dish this one up to Atomic. It's going to be a real awkward skip, and Ivan has to fight off Ixo, who's a double tap machine, and thankfully he's able to kiss it back into the top of Ixo's car.
Yeah, and he knew who was coming down on him. He knew it was Ixo, who is that double tap king, and respected the fact that, okay, he is going to get a touch. It is going to be on target, so I'm just going to position myself underneath this ball so that when he does touch it, it's going to bounce right off of my hood, and I'm going to save my team a goal as Ivan, last man back. You see Rizex Catalysm in net, and this is a big opportunity here for Luminosity. They've got to get it, but Rizex able to get back in time and keep EG alive.
could have been a massive insurance goal, especially coming up on the 60-second mark. Catalysm able to muscle one through, but Ivan again on the back line here. He's got to control this ball and make sure Atomic doesn't steal his boost. He's going to float one through Tox as well. Ixo again going to bail everybody out. Tox not able to catch it. Atomic coming in way too hot. He can't score a second goal again as Ixo almost commits a cardinal sin, sets it up for his teammates as Atomic over the head of Catalysm. It's a stretch. He's gonna poke it off the wall. Ivan's through everybody. Rizex, can you get there? Tox is gonna bail him out.
Oh, mama. Oh, Luminosity keeping EG on edge and making sure that they respect every single shot as Catalysm bombs it forward to Ivan. Ivan just lets that go by his head. Smart play, and this surely is going to be one of the last pushes for EG, and they make it count, but no! He misses it just a little too far inside.
Rizex so tough, but Catalysm gonna come back through, not giving up, not getting frustrated with what almost seemed a surefire goal. Ivan gonna fight back for a second chance. Rizex gonna stick it on the box. And Catalysm, the real three-man effort to get the job done.
EG pushed all in on that play. They knew it was their last chance to get a game-tying goal, and they make it count. Can they get the game here? Great dump-off pass, and Rizex seemingly gonna steal game number 7 for EG.
Who could have seen it coming? Tox beat by 1, and that's what I was talking about. Evil Geniuses, when they've won one challenge, just broken that challenge game one time, it's created a great opportunity. Ivan able to beat everybody on Evil Geniuses and set up Rizex for an easy goal. Do you have one more in the tank? Luminosity. Ball to Atomic, to himself, needs a little help from Tox. It's low and flat, it's scary. Ixo needs to keep this one in line. Atomic doesn't have a lot of boost. This is a lot to ask. Oh, that hard bounce for Tox. Way too hard for him as they are fighting to stay with this one. Low boost, wave dashing, it's gonna hit the lip and stay alive. Catalysm, though, he's got all the boost in the world. Evil Geniuses gonna buck the trend.
Look at him go, baby.
Luminosity.
Look at him go. Hugs all around. Oh, I can't wait